Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. The U.S. Justice Department has filed a lawsuit against the city of Hazleton. According to a press release, the lawsuit alleges that the city's current at-large method of electing city council members results in Hispanic citizens having less opportunity than others to participate in the political process. The lawsuit alleges that the election method is in violation of the Voting Rights Act, which seeks to ensure underrepresented citizens have an equal opportunity to choose their elected officials. According to the lawsuit, Hispanic preferred candidates running for the city council have routinely lost, despite Hispanic voting age citizens making up more than 40% of the city's electorate. The official complaint alleges that changing the method of election to one that elects council members from single-member districts would ensure that Hispanic voters would have the opportunity to elect at least 2 members of the 5-member city council. In a press release, the Justice Department said they look forward to continued discussions with the city of Hazleton toward the resolution of the matter. Fire crews responded to a vehicle fire in Hazleton on Wednesday morning. According to officials, crews were called to 402 Stony Creek Road around 2 a.m. for reports of a fully involved tractor. Additional tankers were requested to assist at the scene. It is unknown at this time if any injuries were reported in the blaze. Members of the Pennsylvania House gathered at the state capitol in Harrisburg on Tuesday to be sworn in for the 209th legislative session. The oath of office was administered to the chamber's lawmakers by Pennsylvania Chief Justice Deborah Todd. 16 new legislators joined the session this year, including Representative Jamie Walsh, who will be representing the 117th District. Representative Joanna McClinton was also re-elected to serve as Speaker of the House during the ceremony. PA State Representative Dane Watrow said he was humbled to be able to serve for a second term.
Today was a great day, great ceremony. I had my family down, my staff, and it's just I'm very humbled to be able to serve in this capacity. As I said on a post on social media today, this is something I'll be thankful for until the day I die, and thank my constituents that allow me to serve in this capacity.
Watrow also said he was excited to get back to work.
I'm excited regarding the House rules. I feel working together is the only way to get things done and govern for the people here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I'm very hopeful that we're going to be able to come up with a good budget moving forward, both for our senior citizens, taxpayers, and education. So I'm excited to get to work.
The new legislative session will run through November 30th, 2026. A man is facing charges in Luzerne County after police say he kidnapped a 16-year-old girl. According to police, 26-year-old Hunter Michael McCaslin of Sugar Run is facing charges after he reportedly lied to troopers regarding the girl's whereabouts. Police say the teenage girl was reported missing by her mother from a residence in Sullivan County on January 2nd. The mother had previously reported that her daughter was involved in a relationship with McCaslin on November 18th. According to court documents, troopers used cell phone data to determine that the missing girl was in the area of the Holiday Inn Express on Route 315 in Plains Township. When they reviewed security footage from the hotel on January 3rd, troopers say the victim was seen walking through the lobby with McCaslin. McCaslin has been charged with kidnapping a minor and corruption of minors, among other charges in connection with the incident. Coming up on WYLN News, multiple fire companies responded to a fire in Jenkins Township Tuesday night. Plus, an Interstate 81 off-ramp is reopened following a tractor-trailer rollover Wednesday morning. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's only nationally ranked hospital. We turn setbacks into comebacks one movement at a time. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or 833-LV-ORTHO.
Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts. just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
Or downtown Hazleton.
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Mark Steller had pain for months, wasn't happy with his chiropractic results. He came here. We're going to show you a video of how we got his back fixed. Stay tuned.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
Welcome back to WYLN News. Multiple fire companies responded to a commercial structure fire in Jenkins Township Tuesday night. According to officials, crews were called to the scene in the Center Point Industrial Park around 10:30 p.m. Crews say the fire had broken out in a compactor at one of the warehouses. While fighting the fire, officials reported that the firefighters faced high winds and wind chill values close to zero as they worked the scene for hours. The scene was eventually cleared around 4 a.m. An Interstate 81 northbound off-ramp was closed for several hours Wednesday morning due to a tractor-trailer rollover. According to officials, the tractor-trailer rolled onto its side near the off-ramp to Route 29 South. Officials say the lone occupant of the tractor-trailer was assisted from the vehicle by bystanders. The patient was then transported to a local hospital for further evaluation. The incident is still under investigation by the Pennsylvania State Police. The ramp has since reopened. The Lehigh County Coroner's Office is searching for a Hazleton woman's next of kin. According to investigators, 73-year-old Suzanne Facinelli from Hazleton passed away of natural causes at Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest. As a result, the coroner's office is attempting to locate her family. Officials say Facinelli had been transported to the Cedar Crest Hospital from Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Anyone with information can contact the coroner at 610-782-3426. The Pennsylvania Farm Show is continuing this week through Saturday, January 11th. The Farm Show is the largest indoor agricultural exposition under one roof in the nation. The event showcases a wide variety of animals, food, and agricultural products central to the agricultural industry in Pennsylvania. Special events on Thursday will include a Miss First Frontier Circuit Rodeo Queen Pageant, PPL live line demonstrations, a mini horse extravaganza, an Army vs. Navy cook-off, and the Junior Dairy Cattle Showmanship Contest. The farm show is located inside the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex at 2300 North Cameron Street in Harrisburg. Each day, the complex opens at 8 a.m. Admission is free, but parking is $15 per vehicle. Coming up on Katowice's News Choice, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Frackville Part 3. Plus, we learn about the dangers of carbon monoxide on this week's Wellness Wednesday. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
Hey, did you know Wyln posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
The movies had become an American institution by the early middle-20th century, and Frackville residents had numerous places to catch a film if they wanted. One of the most popular locations was the Garden Theater on North Lehigh Street, which had originally been built as Jim White's Opera House in 1886. It was later converted to a movie theater in 1925 and featured a Wurlitzer organ. It closed in 1969, with Dr. Zhivago being the last film shown there. A little further up Lehigh Street stood the Victoria Theater. The Frackville Public Library now stands in its location. And just west of town, Route 61, moviegoers could stop at the Highway Drive-In, which opened on May 28, 1949 with the Yvonne De Carlo film River Lady. It was originally owned by the Kerrigan family, who also owned the Harrisburg Drive-In near the state's capital. The Highway Drive-In originally had capacity for 300 cars. It boasted it had the largest screen in the state, complemented by individual speakers for each car and free admission for children. Melvin Heimbach bought the drive-in in 1957. He would be taken to court in 1969 for showing the adult-oriented film Teresa and Isabel at the theater. A fire broke out in the concession stand in September 1975, but the projection booth would avoid damage. Car capacity was increased to 500 by the early 1980s, but by then drive-ins were starting to fade from the American landscape. The Highway Drive-In closed in 1988, although the screen and other buildings on the site remained standing for about a decade afterwards. As the 1940s progressed, Frackville's baseball fans could see one of their own make a splash in the big leagues. Ron Northey graduated from Frackville High School in 1938. He would play baseball at Duke University, during which time he was hit in the head by an errant ball, a mislap that left him hard of hearing in one ear. Nonetheless, Northey made it to the majors in 1942, when he was signed by the Philadelphia Phillies. Playing in right field, he hit .251 in his rookie year, then broke out in his second season, when he would hit 16 home runs and 68 RBIs. He would increase these figures to 22 home runs and 104 RBIs in 1944 and finish 18th in the National League MVP voting. Despite his partial deafness, Northey would be drafted in early 1945. He would still manage to play ball while at the new Cumberland Army Reception Center in Cumberland County and later at Fort Lewis in Washington State. Discharged in 1946, Northey played 2 further seasons with the Phillies before being traded to St. Louis. He would spend 3 seasons with the Cardinals, 1 season with the Reds, 2 seasons with the Cubs, and 3 seasons with the White Sox before returning to the Phillies to close his career in 1957. In a 12-year Major League career, Round Ron finished with a .276 batting average with 108 home runs and 513 RBIs. Ron Northey died in 1971, but lived to see his son Scott Northey play 1 season with the Kansas City Royals in 1969. Another set of Frackville brothers would make a big splash in the world of music. Joe, Frank, Bob, and Lou Jordan were born between 1941 and 1947. They would make their first big musical splash on Halloween night 1954, when Joe, Frank, and Bob walked around Frackville streets playing a clarinet, accordion, and drum. This impromptu concert would net them $20 and set them on a musical career. The Jordan brothers would soon make their marks at local venues throughout the area, notably with a 5-year run at Schuylkill Haven's Renninger's Market. They made their first television appearance on ABC's The Original Amateur Hour in 1964. The brothers signed with Jamie Records in 1958. One of the stockholders of the company was Dick Clark, who would bring the Jordans on American Bandstand 3 times. They also traveled the country in 1959 as part of Clark's Caravan of Stars tour. Their contract to Jamie lasted through 1961, during which the brothers released such songs as Oh Lolly, Dream Romance, and Things I Didn't Say. The Jordan brothers started a 16-year run at Schuylkill Haven's Willow Lake Park in 1962, as well as a 7-year run at Barnesville's Lakeside Ballroom in 1964. In 1966, they received a call from Phillips Records, who asked if they wanted to take a shot at a recording of a song on a demo tape they had, written originally by Steve Winwood. 1 month before it was released to great acclaim by the Spencer Davis Group, and years before it received a second life at the hands of the Blues Brothers, the Jordan brothers were the first to release a version of Gimme Some Lovin'. Their version was a big hit in Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Boston, and the biggest hit of their career. Although they were offered a national record deal in its aftermath, they were unwilling to give up their engagements at Willow Lake and the Lakeside Ballroom for a national tour. They continued releasing their own songs during the years that followed, among them Lovers Never Say Goodbye, Gee Whiz, and The One That Got Away. Following the end of their contracts at the Lakes, the Jordan brothers expanded their reach to venues in Berks and Lancaster counties through the late 70s and early 80s. They ended the run as a band in 1984, but reunited for one night only on September 17, 1986 at Pottsville's Arts and Ethnic Center. Bob Jordan died in 1993, Joe Jordan passed on in 2021, and Lou Jordan died in 2022.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Like and follow Wyln News on Facebook for the Wyln News Midday Update. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. Wyln CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at 647 State Route 93, Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania 18249 during regular business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org. Wyln programming is online all the time. Visit our website at wylntv.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WylnTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today I am here again with my good friend and colleague, Dr. Kira Weaver, who is the Vice Chair of Emergency and Hospital Medicine here at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. So it's that time of the year, we're turning the heat on, it's getting colder. You know, we worry about some situations that do occur that bring people to our emergency department and sometimes hospitalize them. Sometimes it could be fatal, but we're here to talk more about carbon monoxide poisoning. And of course, you're the expert in this. Could you kind of tell the audience what it is and, you know, how does it happen and how we can avoid it?
Yeah, so we see this a lot this time of year because of people using different heat sources in their houses. So, you know, we see with like, you know, improper stove use, space heaters, maybe not, you know, you have a problem with your oil furnace. And so that puts, you know, people at risk for having this. It's extremely dangerous because of the fact that it's a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas. So you have no clue that you have it. And the only way you can really detect it in your house is if you actually have a detector. What does it do to us? So it likes to attach to a part of your red blood cells, the part that usually carries oxygen. So it basically knocks oxygen out of that spot. It likes to bind even tighter to that area. And so then you don't get oxygen to the rest of your body. And that's what makes it really serious because, you know, it can cause effects to your heart, to your brain, to your lungs. And that's why people get really sick.
So, you know, you said you could buy a unit that would go off, of course, a carbon monoxide detector.
Yes.
And they're really inexpensive, maybe $50 or more.
Yeah, probably about there.
Like
Maybe
you can find them, like you can probably find them at you know, hardware stores and everything like that. But you know, think about it, for a minimal cost, it could save your life. I mean, so give me an example maybe of someone in their house, there's carbon monoxide in the air. Like what are the, you know, like we're talking about it's odorless and everything like that, but what kind of symptoms could we look out for if something would happen in your house?
So the most common would be headache, okay? Now, you know, sometimes it is a tricky thing, you know, early on to really detect because it can also look like flu-like symptoms.
Oh, okay.
So like people can have like things like headache, maybe a little dizziness, feeling fatigued, nausea, vomiting. So it's tricky. One of the key things too, though, is if you live with other people or you have animals, particularly with other people, like you know, you have a house, everyone's having a headache or feeling not so well all of a sudden. You know, that maybe you should put up a red flag, especially depending on like what you're using for heat sources. The other thing is if you live alone or you have a pet and your pet's sick and you're not feeling well, you know, it may be something to kind of keep in the back of your mind, like, hey, you know, the cat's throwing up and I have a bad headache and I feel really not well. It may not be the flu. It could be carbon monoxide. You know, and the only way we really can detect the levels is, you know, obviously with like a meter, or if you have one of those detectors, if it goes off, it can alert you.
Right, right. So, wow. I mean, that's kind of scary because all those symptoms, once again, nobody's really thinking about it. And that's why we're here. We're here to tell you, you know, this is a possibility. It could happen, especially if you have those heat sources. And there is, you know, once again, that detector that could potentially alert you of some kind of carbon monoxide in your home, your business, or wherever you are.
Yeah, and I think one of the tricky things for people too is, you know, and even for, you know, EMS and healthcare providers is when we talk about, like, sometimes people have home pulse oximeters because like maybe they have underlying respiratory disease, they like to measure their oxygen sat.
Okay.
It doesn't detect carbon monoxide on that. So you could have 100% on your little pulse oximeter and you could still have poisoning.
Oh, wow.
So the only way we really can detect it in the hospital, we do have a special detector that a finger probe, but we often end up having to get a blood test to check for it and base it off of people's symptoms. The nice thing, though, for most people, even if you have mild symptoms, the treatment's oxygen.
Yeah.
You know, so we, you know, treat with oxygen, monitor you, you know, and obviously remove you from the source of carbon monoxide.
Right.
You know,
of
more
course.
serious cases, you know, obviously could end up, you know, in an intensive care unit. We may have to, you know, transfer to, you know, hospitals that offer some additional therapeutics that we don't have here.
Right.
And they talk a little bit occasionally about hyperbarics. Some, you know, occasionally they'll use, and we don't, you know, like we don't really have that, you know, here at our hospital here. But, you know, if you're having a headache and, you know, your carbon monoxide levels, you know, elevated and you're coming in here, you know, we're definitely, you know, equipped to, you know, initiate that care, take care of you, or if you're more critically care, stabilize you and get you to where you need.
Absolutely. Well, once again, take care of yourself. Think about some of these things that you can do preventively to keep you and your family healthy. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we're pretty good.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for being here, and thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,